I'm on my way to interview an owner of an interesting car. Paul's Triumph 2500 rally car. I'm here talking to Paul about this marvellous old 2500 Triumph rally car. Now, how long have you owned this car?
Well, Jim, we've only had it on the road for about 12 months and we've owned it for about 18 months.
And it was a road car when you got it? You built it as a rally car?
No, it was just a bare shell.
Right, oh, bare shell, okay.
A bare shell,
yep.
yeah, it hadn't been on the road before.
Right.
So we built it up, but we built it into a tarmac rally car.
Right. Well, let's start with the engine. So it's a 2500 stage 6 engine?
Yep, yep.
Fuel injected?
Yeah, the engine's fuel injected.
Right.
It's had some work done on it to make it a bit stronger, given you know that we're racing it.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, so it is fuel injected. It runs the original Lucas fuel injection.
Right. And
it's very reliable and performs well.
So is that on like points or some sort of electric control gadget?
No, the metering unit is attached to the passenger side of the engine.
Right.
And it runs off the distributor shaft.
Yeah, like the original thing.
Yeah, like the original. So it's all completely original.
So the ignition side of it is?
The ignition side is built by Performance Ignition, so it's electronic.
Electronic ignition.
Yeah,
one that goes in the distributor type
Yeah,
design.
we don't run points.
Yeah.
Right. So,
all right,
very reliable.
From then we go to the gearbox. Is it a 2500?
Yep.
What, overdrive gearbox?
Yep.
Right.
So it's a 4-speed overdrive on 3rd and 4th gearbox.
Yep.
Very good. So you've essentially got 6 forward gears.
Yep.
We only run the overdrive on the 3rd and the 4th.
Yep. In competition senses, the overdrive, do you use it much?
Yeah.
Like third gear I often find is a handy overdrive sort of thing instead of going to top.
Absolutely, yeah. You flick the switch on top of the gear stick to get it into and out of overdrive. So you save a little bit of time.
Because third overdrive and fourth are not that far apart anyway.
No, they're not. No, that's right. But instead of putting your foot on the clutch and changing gears, it's a little bit quicker to go from 3rd to 3rd overdrive. So, like you say, it's pretty close to 4th.
And you'd be getting along pretty well if you're going to use 4th overdrive.
Yeah, we rarely ever use 4th overdrive.
Right.
At the moment, we're restricted to 130 k's.
Yep. So, fair enough.
Yeah.
Our crowd control's not working. Anyway, okay, the Diff. Now, you're running a limited slip Diff?
Yeah, Jim, we are running a limited slip Diff. It's the car originally came out with a 3.45 Diff in it. Because of the tarmac rally things that we do, we're running our 3.7.
So that's a lower Diff ratio?
Yeah. So increases your revs a little bit.
Yep.
Which is handy for
But it gives you that.
Yeah, a bit quicker on the takeoff.
Yep.
And for coming out of corners. Yeah, we might go to a 4.1.
Yep.
But see how we go.
How did you go going? Or have you actually rallied a car without a limited slip Diff? Because there's a bit of a knack to rallying a car, particularly on bitumen, I would have thought, because it could induce a bit of understeer. Limited slip Diff pushing the car.
Well, it provides a lot more control.
Well, it does that. There's no question about that.
It really does make a difference to the control of the car, and it gives, instead of spinning a wheel, you get traction through both wheels, so you gain time there. By not
I have
spinning the wheel.
If the car gets a bit out of shape, the limited slip, it makes it controllable, where in the past you'd spear off or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right, Jim. These cars are, even without a slippery diff, they're really controllable and very forgiving. But with the slippery diff, it makes it so much better. yet
now,
again.
are you running a rear sway bar?
No, we're not running a rear bar. We run a front bar.
Yep. Well, these had a front bar, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
So is this the same size as the...
We've gone a little bit bigger, about 20% bigger in diameter.
Yep.
On the front. I did run a rear bar many years ago.
Right.
And found that it tended to interfere with the operation of the independent rear end.
Yep.
So we don't normally do it.
Right. What about the front suspension? There is some adjustment. I think you can pull on a bit of negative camber, maybe, or...
Yeah, we haven't got to that yet.
Right.
So the car's running completely original suspension.
Yep.
So McPherson struts, front coil springs and shocks on the rear. And we find even for the events that we've done, it's really it's quite good.
Yep. We might have a crowd control problem here again. Adds to my editing woes. Now, the rear bearing arrangement on these things is the only thing I find worries me on a 2500.
Yep.
Have you left that alone, or have you played around with that?
We have played around with it.
Yeah.
So these days you can upgrade to a CV joint shaft.
Yep.
Yeah, so more like what the modern cars run.
Yeah.
So we've actually changed this one. We've upgraded it to that system. So just to eliminate that potential of something going wrong there. But having said that, the original bearings out of the factory and that setup have proven to be really reliable over the years.
Right. So you're running the power steering, or still on the ordinary?
Yeah, we ran power steering.
Yeah.
Probably didn't really have to.
Yeah.
Because you don't do too much parking in the car.
Yeah.
So it's mainly at speed, but I thought the power steering is a good unit. It gives the car a bit more feel.
Yeah. Right.
So we've stuck with that.
Yeah. And of course, it's got all the various safety gear that's required to do this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Tyres? What do you?
Yeah, we're running R-Spec tyres.
Right.
Produced by Nankang or division of Yokohama.
Yeah.
I think they're R-Spec tyres. They are very soft rubber and they grip extremely well.
You get much life out of them, like if you do?
No.
They're good for one event or something like that.
Yeah, we might get about 3,000 or 4,000 k out of them.
Yeah.
But if you're doing lots of events where there's lots of starts, then the life of the tyre and the rubber can be reduced.
Right.
Yeah, so you just got to keep an eye on them, but they perform very well.
Yeah. Now, what attracted you to want to rally a Triumph 2500? It's not something that someone perhaps would pick.
Yeah. Well, great question. Thanks, Jim. We've had Triumphs in the family since 1975 when my father bought one. He bought a 2500 TC brand new. And unfortunately, we've stuck with the car since then. So
Yeah.
I've had sedans, Stags. We've got an estate. My son's got an estate. He's got a sedan as well. So it was the obvious choice, really.
So it's a family connection, basically.
Yeah, family connection. We've had them for so many years that we know a fair bit about them. Got lots of bits and pieces.
Yeah.
So it was an obvious choice to build up a rally car. Yeah.
It varies greatly on how people, some because James Bond drove the car, or their neighbour had one when they were a teenager, or they had one themselves when they were a teenager and had some adventure in the back seat of the driving.
Yeah.
And it attracts them to nostalgically go back to the car they had once.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, I can't say anything about adventures in the back seat, but it's just that Dad bought one new, so we've stuck with them ever since.
Now let's talk about reliability.
Yeah.
Now I've found these things to be unbelievable.
Yeah.
So have you had any, in the motorsporting sense, breakdowns, breakages?
No, we haven't, Jim. We did Target Tasmania last year. We kept losing fan belts off the engine.
Right.
Had a bit confused there for a while, but eventually after the event we found out that the harmonic balancer which we put on the engine was an original one, 50 years old. Yeah. And because they're impregnated with rubber and metal, it was getting a bit sloppy. Yeah. And so we bought a new one.
Right.
Put that on, Also machined up a smaller pulley for the alternator, a bigger pulley for the alternator, sorry.
Oh, okay.
And it slowed it down, the alternator, slowed that down a little bit. But whatever it was, it fixed the problem, yep. But we think it was the worn harmonic balancer.
I've heard of the guys that run these in like Appendix J racing.
Yep.
Doing something with a water pump pulley because it was going too fast and not circulating too quick.
Yes.
So yeah, little things that happen.
Yeah, that's right, and that's a good point because you're running the car really at full revs.
Yeah.
You know, most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it does cop a bit of a hiding.
Yeah.
And they're the sorts of things that often can create a problem.
Yeah. Now, rally drivers often lie about this next question. Have we had any off-road experiences? Have we hit any of them little white posts? Or?
No, fortunately not. No, fortunately not.
None?
None, no. We've come close.
Yep.
So we were in the last event that we did down in Victoria. It was a dry road.
Yep.
But we were pushing really at max.
Yep.
And we come into a corner a couple of times a bit fast.
Yep.
And the car understeered a little bit.
And
we lost a bit of control there, but I did manage to take my foot off the brake, which is often a difficult thing to do.
Yeah, very.
When the front end starts to let go, put the brakes back on, and the car corrected itself, and we managed to get through the corner.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, cars can become part of the family, if you like, and motorsport cars, I find, we'll deal with a crowd control problem here for a minute. Our cars become part of the family to some extent, and particularly motorsport cars because you have such life experiences with them that you become attached to them, and some people then keep them for the rest of their days, and others, they're just a tool and they move on to another one, and so they get rid of. So where does this one fit for you? Is it something you're going to keep forever, or if someone comes with a bucket full of money, oh yeah, no worries?
No, I think the former one, Jim. Yeah, it is a very special car.
Yeah.
Number one, it's a Triumph. This is the first year of its life that it's been on the road registered. Prior to that, it was just a shell.
Yeah.
So it's special in those two ways.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely be hanging on to it.
Yeah.
And use it as a motorsport car.
Right.
Yeah.
So it'll be sitting at your funeral with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah.
Well, thanks very much for that little chat about this wonderful old Triumph.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. Thanks very much for your time.
I'm Quack McMullard. Bye for now.
Bye.